2024 is done. It was a great year for music. We're moving into 2025 now, and we wanted to figure out, will 2025 be a good year for music based on the albums that we're aware of?
Who's going to drop albums? Who's going to drop new projects? Let's go over some of our favourites that we're thinking are going to be unreal this year.
So, I have a feeling that Jimmy Eat World are going to be dropping an album this year. There's no confirmed or cemented, hearsay about this, but I've got a feeling they're going to drop something. And in my opinion, what they will drop will be better than people will class it as, and it won't be listened to by the mass majority of people. I think it'll fly under the radar, but I think it'll be golden.
Yeah, Jimmy Eat World are fantastic. The majority of their albums are always unbelievable. A band that are great live as well. I'd be here for that. If they drop a new album, I'm going to be straight listening. I'm going to go with an artist who has confirmed that this album is going to drop, but when it will be, it wouldn't surprise me if it was in 2030, and that is Kanye West with Bully.
Oh, yeah, of course.
A very controversial figure, and I do want to put out there that I do not agree with many of Kanye's personal views.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, that's just you just got to put that in there. But his music can be fantastic. It's a real shame to see him fall off with Vultures 2, but I think if he's coming in with a solo project, obviously a few features will probably be in there that he's clearly been cooking up for a while now and he's still working on it. A Kanye project with some time, thought and love could be exactly what the rap game needs in 2025.
I've heard snippets of what he's got for this album. There was the one of somebody filming him in the studio when he turns around and catches his eyes and goes, turn that off, like that. And it sounds phenomenal. He's doing a bit of a promo run with Kai Cenat at the moment, which is interesting because nobody really knows what's going on. I think they're both playing the game as well as they can. They both know what's happening. He's going to end up on there, but they're trying to play it as if he's not confirmed or anything. So I'm excited to see what he brings to us. One that I've got is a little somebody called Lady Gaga.
Ooh.
She's due to drop something. She teased that it would be February, but it's not been announced yet. But what she said is that there'll be lots of different genres and different styles throughout. She said no one track will be the same. She classed them as different dreams. Not quite sure what the hell that means, but I think she's going to release something that's going to be quite seminal and perhaps something that might change up the game a bit. If there's a few tracks on there that have a certain sound that works, we might see people fall in line because she is quite a pivotal figure in the music scene.
Oh, a massive pop star, one of the biggest of the last 15 years. Surely it's got to be better than her last piece of work, which is the Joker film.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is the thing. She's got to come out with something that's going to be at least better than that, which won't be hard to do, but I feel like she'll want to kind of cleanse her name of that film because what a shit show that was.
Similar to your Jimmy Eat World shout, I'm going to come in with a band that haven't confirmed that they're dropping an album, but it was 2021 the last time that they dropped, and that is Turnstile. Ooh. Their last album Glow On was incredible, really brought a lot of people into the more hardcore scene, although Glow On itself wasn't particularly hardcore. There was elements of that in there, and the rest of Turnstile's work was. It's been a few years since they dropped, and I would absolutely love to see a new album from them because the live shows are incredible. I want that UK tour, and I loved Glow On to a level where I've seen them live once performing that album, but I wasn't a huge fan at that point. So getting in to see that again and some new material would be a great start to the year.
Turnstile are one of those bands that I've only listened to like sporadically here and there, but they're definitely one of those bands that I've listened to more and more as time's gone on. They've kind of hit the playlist a little bit more. They've been added to my mix, so I would be excited to see what they have to drop. I think it'd be pretty interesting.
And if you're a big music fan, you want to know about all the latest albums, we review practically every big album as it comes out, so make sure you hit like and subscribe. But Tim, what other albums are you excited for?
So we've got one coming very soon, which is Mac Miller's Balloonerism, which is due to drop on January the 17th, and this will be his second posthumous album. So I think he passed away in 2018, so this is 7 years after that, and they released another album. To me, I don't really know where I stand on posthumous albums because I don't know if it feels a little bit disrespectful, but at the same time, if they've got the music and they've made it and it was going to be released, is a release really that bad? I don't think it's that bad.
I think 7 years later, it's a bit of a different story because were they going to release it? Really? Was it in a state that was ready to be released by them?
So this is an interesting thing. So it's been internet lore for ages, kind of like how Yeezus and albums like that were on the internet prior to them actually ever being announced fully. And there was leaked track lists on forums have been coming out since about 2013, 2014, all this murmuring. So that's over 10 years ago that this album was actually first thought up, and it could feature Scissor, Thundercat and Flying Lotus. Those are all the possible features on there, and the sessions originally took place in 2013, 2014. Okay. So It's pretty old stuff, so to hear this be released, was it polished? I don't know, but I'm excited either way because Mac Miller was a phenomenal artist that we lost too soon.
I've never dove into Mac Miller to a crazy level, but I'll definitely listen to this project, and it's one we will definitely review, so stick around for that. I'll go in with my next album, which is Inhaler Open Wide. Inhaler's debut album was one of my favourite indie rock albums of the last probably 10 years. I thought it was incredible. The second project maybe didn't quite live up to those expectations for me. It was still a good album and it was produced very well, etc. There's a few songs that I really loved off there, but I'm expecting big things from this new album. I've heard the singles, sounds very grand, sounds like they're going with a slightly different sound, and I think, when someone's on the third album, it's like, right, you've found yourself, you've had your debut, you've had your fun, this is where things can really kick off. So I'm hoping this new Inhaler project does that.
The third album is usually the make or break album. This is the one where either they release the world's shittest project or they release an absolute seminal one that ends up being bigger than their first one. So it'd be interesting to see what they do with that.
And I've actually got tickets to see Inhaler in a couple of weeks, so I'm going to be there hearing some of those new songs as they are coming out. But Tim, another album from yourself.
Another album following off Mac Miller. We've got J. Cole with The Fall Off, which is to be announced. We don't know if it's going to drop this year. He hinted at MSG. He did a show recently where he said that there's new stuff coming, and he's been working on this project since 2016. So is it actually going to happen? He announced a release in 2020. It didn't happen. I wonder if that was to do with COVID, if he had a tour planned off the back of it that he couldn't do. So will 2025 be the year that we get J. Cole's The Fall Off? Because ironically, this would be the time to release an album called The Fall Off, because bro has done nothing but fall off.
I was going to say, I don't know why, but I feel like J. Cole isn't really mentioned as much in the UK as he is in America when it comes to like best rappers, of the last
GOAT
decade.
list. He's always in the GOAT list for Americans, but for UK people, I don't think he's ever really broke the UK market as big.
I've never got into him that much. I appreciate his talent and I know that he's got some fantastic records, but
to put him on the level of Kenny, Drake, no, I'm not going to say that, but that's what used to be the big three. No, fuck that. It's just Big Me. But he did used to be in that category. But to me, maybe we just haven't listened to him enough. Maybe that's all it was.
It wouldn't be a video with me talking about what music I'm excited about.
Fuck.
The 1975 posted a picture of Matty Healy in the studio the other week.
Oh, yay.
So it looks like that they're going to be releasing a new project this year. I would be so excited for that. I would make you review it. You'd be in hell, but I just had to throw that one in there.
No, this is the thing. I don't hate the 1975. Don't get me wrong. And I've given my piece on this a million times. So I am actually looking forward to see what music they'll come out with, because if it's going to be another conceptual album, something a little bit more different, I'd actually be on board with that. If it's going to be another We Are the 1975 album, a bit of a miss, but we shall see. I'm not saying I'm not excited.
It is true. You say you don't hate them, but you just gave Weezer the Black Album the same rating as A Brief Inquiry into One-Rhyme Relationships. So I think that there's a bit of a contradiction there, mate. But
well, maybe. But let's move off the 1975 to somebody who is comparable to them, which is Lana Del Rey.
not sure how they're really comparable.
Nah, I think they're somewhat comparable. She's releasing an album called The Right Person Will Stay on May 21st, and this will be her 10th studio album. Can you believe she's got 10 albums? 10!
I think it's too many, really, isn't it?
Way too many. I think there's a lot of people out there who'll be very happy with this news.
Yeah,
me personally, meh.
Huge artist. I don't mind Lana, actually. She's pretty calm.
Yeah.
But after seeing her live, it really turned me off. I didn't think she put in a good performance at all.
The way that she treats her fans puts me off her as well. The way that she won't turn up to a show and they all go, yeah, but she's a queen, she's slaying, it's okay. It's like, no, she's taking you for a ride. She's turning up 2 hours late, performing for 20 minutes. Come off.
That was great, because one of her biggest songs is called Ride.
I knew that. That's why I did it.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
But we do have Jack Antonoff confirmed as a producer on this, so we're guaranteed to get one or two bops that will hit the top 10, because bro just pumps them out.
Jack Antonoff's the producer on every big album for the last decade.
Yeah.
But that brings it to the end for me. Did you have any other albums you wanted to mention?
There's a couple of names I'm going to throw out there. I think Muse and A Day to Remember are both going to release albums. I think Muse's will be somewhat decent because their last couple have been a bit crappy, so I'm hoping they'll put a bit more effort in. A Day to Remember I'm really worried about because they've gone in a very odd direction with their last couple of releases, so I'm hoping they kind of reel it back, go in a more heavier route again, go back to their roots from what they used to do. But we shall see. They're doing a lot of tours next year, so maybe we'll see something. Not next year, this year, because we're in 2025 now.
Bro's losing it.
I've lost my fucking mind. But that is the end of my list. That's the end of your list. Thank you very much for watching. If you like music, if you like anything to do with music, we cover all sorts of albums, every genre, every fucking artist. Music.
Music. Subscribe.
Woo!
Thanks.
Yeah.